with me. It's like,
and then you have Michael Lyon in as well. Michael Lyon in is the bottom one. Is the sound.
I'm like, that scared me too, but I love it. So finally, I see parents leaving. Like
really, they're taking their kids out.
Yeah. So there's a scene around the gas pump where the gas pump blows up and the zombies like Mao, and they stop the movie. They stopped the movie. This is like in the early 70s, so there wasn't internet. They obviously had no idea what they had. They just rolled this movie, and it was way too much for a Saturday afternoon matinee.
Wow.
And I went home and told my mom, they stopped the movie. And she's like,
Line in.
That's like, they stopped the movie, Mom.
Well, that movie also was, it got a lot of attention too because it was the first movie that cast black character as a lead.
If you're a zombie fan and you have not seen this movie,
Alexia is the ultimate zombie fan.
you have to watch this.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
This
We have
movie-
cameras. Just so you know, we have
This
cameras.
movie might have the best ending of any movie
Oh, absolutely.
ever. I mean, I love the ending. I feel, that movie is cool.
It's very ironic. We won't give it away.
I'll tell you another funny story about that movie real quick. Later on it would play like on Saturday night, and there's like fake news reports in the like to go, it looks like Channel 7 at a small city like Des Moines, Iowa, and the guy comes on and says, we've got zombies on the street, and then on the screen they're scrolling, this is not real. Kind of like,
Well, that was what that
right,
thing
War of the World.
War of the Worlds, yeah.
Exactly.
So, this movie is one of my all-time faves, and it's in black and white, and it's made in the 60s, I think.
Well, I'm going to tell you this
classic.
because we're talking zombies and you're the bedbug guy.
Okay.
I have this joke that the zombie apocalypse is going to happen because of bedbugs.
Oh, really?
And there you have it.
What? Did you hear that one?
What? I have this theory that the zombie apocalypse is going to happen because of bedbugs.
Why do the two have together?
Wait, so the bed bugs will carry the disease that make people zombies?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God!
You haven't
really are freaked out.
Well, let me tell you this. I don't know if you guys believe this or not. I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist. There's an island in New York City where they supposedly do experiments, and the Lyme disease and the tick. The first reported case of Lyme disease is right like across from this highly guarded place in New York City. So there are conspiracy theorists, people who believe Lyme disease was a genetically engineered disease that got loose by accident.
All right,
now let me
Ventura.
let me tell you, okay, if they ever get a disease in bed bugs, we're in big frickin' trouble, because these guys are as stealth as anything you can imagine.
Wait, are they? They say that a roach can live through anything. Is a bed bug as as good as?
They're pretty resilient, and they have been with us since the caveman days.
Well, I don't think Glitz is too far from the truth. It was fleas on animals that spread the bubonic plague. So
okay.
Well, I have to tell you that I have
never
never in my life got a flu shot. Not because of this, I've just never got one. But there's a little part of me that believes that there's something in the flu shots the governments are putting out.
There's some people that say that.
Yeah.
I've never heard that one.
Some people think it's a way to control the population, sterilization kind of thing.
Just let them get the flu.
So they won't fuck, but eventually then they'll get better and fuck again.
Right.
So.
Talking about fucking, I have this other theory too, that because of all this weather back east the last couple months, we are going to see a shit ton of babies.
Oh, well.
I'm sure, because what else is there doing? No power and it's snowing outside.
Well, they've already had a population explosion in Canada. A couple months ago there was a hockey strike for like... There's no hockey for 9 months or 6 months.
That tells you, if there's hockey playing, men don't get it.
That goes out.
Rather have hockey than sex. Is that what you're saying?
That joke goes out to Stu if he's listening.
Stu-bo,
who's like pining for the Olympic hockey, which is like really cool. If you're a hockey,
that game yesterday was like the whip.
No, Olympic hockey is really awesome, and they're talking about doing away with it, but hopefully they won't.
Why? Because it's all the pros that are.
Well, right. They don't want the pros to take 2 weeks.
Well, then if you do that, then you're going to have to get rid of the basketball in the song. I
Right.
mean, if you're not going to let
Well,
the
they've
pros
got
play.
4 years to figure it out.
Well,
so
and the
let's hope.
thing that I have an opinion on that is because every country sends the best of the best, and if we can't send our pros, then we're
know.
not sending the best of the
Well,
best.
it'll be a joke if they don't. It's
We should send college players.
the
Some of them do. Some if they
Well,
qualify.
But to see the best players play is last time in Vancouver in 2010, the gold medal game between the United States and Canada. I'm at home alone at the time, which was unusual. There's nobody home, and I'm yelling and screaming. The United States scored a goal to tie it with like 3 minutes to go, and then they lost in overtime. It was like, it was really fun. So hopefully the Olympic hockey is. I mean, today I had on the Olympics, and there was like some cross country race that could put you to sleep in 5 minutes.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
and there wasn't even a U.S. contender in there
No,
either.
I mean,
yeah,
so-
I got it on too.
Okay, let's get on with the Olympics. We're
Well, I
done
wanna-
with football. And
Oh.
let's bring on basketball.
But before you leave the Olympics, I want to just give a shout out to all the speed skaters that they have big thighs, but it's not fat thighs, but they
Their
still
thighs are huge.
they
those
still look
women's
damn
feet.
good in those little outfits. So
Oh, are we readjusting camera angles here?
Yeah, so she can get her in the picture too. She's not part of the
But
camera.
she will if
Oh.
they turn it. I think Sierra. Oh, I got you. Well, you
Oh.
guys, you know what? I have a big mouth. I don't
So
know.
what is your favorite sport of the Winter Olympics right now?
Oh, I like. You know what? I really. If I watched the Olympics faithfully, like all the time growing up. It was a big thing. We had one TV in the house, and that's the only thing my parents watched. So it was always the traditional sports I liked. The skiing. So this time, I'm really liking the extreme sports, the snowboarders and the half pipe and the I don't know what they call it, but those ski jumpers that do all those flips, and they do part of it like on a rail, and they have to slide off the rail, and so I'm really more into the extreme sports, but I'm looking forward to short track, the skating short track, and also the speed skating.
I
So.
fantasize about like the. I got to ask you guys a question too, because I would call it like the fat girl Olympics, but like you got to be 300 pounds or up to get in. I mean, that would be like. Can you imagine?
What kind of sports would there be in the 300-pound Olympics?
Oh well, we'd have figure skating for sure.
Oh yeah, fat chicks with bad knees can figure skate. I mean, come on already.
Well, let me ask you guys.
No, you would need to have one event would be like buffet
The
eating.
girls in the heavy lifting.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I love
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
they're big
weightlifting.
girls.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, the
weightlifting.
weightlifting.
I know.
Yeah.
They're awesome. Can we have some more?
Well, I just want to say hats off to Toxie and Alexia for getting our camera up and running.
Get the
again.
camera working.
up in camera. I'm surprised.
We have Invictus.
I have a question for the panel.
We have Invictus in chat, and he told us everybody sounds great. I played some music to see if you'll hear that too. So
Invictus.
make sure our mind
Hello, Invictus.
Cool.
Hello.
So
Hello.
here's a question for the ladies. If a guy comes in and says, I like fat women, I like fat arms, I like fat ass, is that a negative connotation?
Not to the girls in this room.
Because
I think
It
you're referring
depends.
to the word
It
fat. Are you
depends.
referring to the word fat?
I think it all depends on how he approaches you. If some dude walks up to you at a bar and says, "Man, I really love fat arms on a girl. Want to go to my room?" I would be a little offended.
I'm
Just
with you.
like some guy who would come up to me and say, "Man, your boobies are huge. Can I play with them?"
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that scene in that kids movie Madagascar where the hippo says to the female hippo, "You're so big. You're so chunky. You're so fine." That's what that reminds me of.
well, it all depends on the line. If a big fine motherfucker comes up to Tammy and says,
That-
you know what's wrong with glutes? Absolutely nothing.
So-
She's like, that's a great line.
No,
And
you
it's
know
like,
what? You actually make a really good point. I have noticed amongst my female friends that the looks of the man determines how they react to lewdness
Of course.
and
You
misbehavior.
mean if it's a good-looking man,
If
he
it's a
can be as
good
lewd
looking
as he
man
wants?
and he comes up and he starts to be lewd or whatever,
It's all
most
good.
girls will, if they find him attractive right off the onset, they will just giggle and oh, go away, and they'll make him go away sometimes. But it's all about how they react. If some geeky kind of guy came up to a girl and they didn't like the pimple on his face or the fact that he used too much gel on his hair or something, well, they will be rude and mean and maybe even smack that motherfucker. Poor guys.
Well, this is my issue with that. Okay, you got girls that they know they're big girls. They dress very seductively, and I'm one of those, okay? But I also do, and I flirt, and I want to show as much tittage as possible and skin. And I think that girls that put themselves out there like that should not be upset when they're approached like that. I mean, you're putting yourself out there so that men will be attracted to the fatness you have.
I don't disagree with that. Okay, it all depends on where it is. But of course, if you're dressing like a slut at work,
right?
But I don't agree with the fact that men can come up and be lewd just because of the way you're dressed, because then you make the argument for women who get raped because of the short skirt they wear.
Well,
I don't agree with that.
If you're a fat admirer, you pick up on things that go way beyond what a woman looks like. And I'll give you an example. A while ago, I was at the DMV or some city office place that had a long hallway. And I heard, which is almost like the crickets to me, the sound of fat thighs rubbing together in pantyhose. And all of a sudden, my head goes, whoop, because I know that there's some big thighs rubbing together when you hear that noise, and if you listen for it, you'll hear it. Yeah, and she was very cute. I think it was, I don't know, she was a physician's assistant or where, I can't remember where I was, but I love that sound. And you gotta have some big legs to rub together. I can't be like,
I know that you're here. I know you're here for the bed bugs, but I'm pretty sure we'll probably talk about your fat admiration in detail.
Oh yeah, he has a shirt for part 2.
Yeah.
So I saw some of the pictures that you ladies posted up on the Facebook page for your partying night. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Here's what I found out from taking pictures. I have no sexy face. Like, there is no sexy face happening in here whatsoever.
We decided last week you were a cold, non-romantic fish.
That doesn't mean I'm not a sexy, non-romantic fish.
Seductress. Just not being sexy.
Try to give us a sexy face.
Turn the camera on you. Can you reach it?
I can in a moment.
What's a sexy face without duck face?
What do you mean, Kelly? You're beautiful. What are you talking about?
When I was taking pictures, for example, in one photo, I was licking the breastage of Glitz. I look like I am vomiting on her tits. I look like I'm just puking on her boobs. There was no sexiness. It was horrible.
Well, you took pictures with my phone of your cleavage, and they're awesome.
But that's not her face.
That's not her
Cleavage is automatic.
So for those of you who are listening to the podcast, we have the girls have videos up on YouTube of these shows, and you can go see this very first segment of Toxie doing her attempt at sexy face into the camera. So
Toxie's got.
I can't even do.
I don't have that. I asked somebody. Your pickup face. Like if you seen a really good-looking guy, what would you say to him?
What time is it?
Pretend he's the camera.
You know what I asked them? And a lot of guys when I'm in at
you
a
turned
big
off
club,
the button on the top.
When I'm in a club and I see a really good guy, and I'll walk up sometimes and say, "So, what's your flavor?" Because there's every flavor.
Look at the camera and say that.
Well, she doesn't have. Do you have a camera?
Yeah, you're wrong.
So, what's your flavor?
Okay, so you just saw that.
She did.
So try it.
Yeah.
So into the camera. I can't. It's like me not being able to say my fat pussy. That's right. That's like me not being able to say that.
I can be like, so what's your favorite?
I didn't
even say it.
Toxie, tell me about your first date with your husband. that would be a great story.
Honestly,
tell me about your first date.
Anything to avoid doing a sexy face into the camera.
You guys will laugh.
You gotta do that. I told everybody on the podcast they can go see this. So
come on, so do it. Say, so what's your flavor?
Hold on.
And you can even add
at this moment, Toxie is massaging her cheeks so she can achieve
This
sexy
is
face.
so funny to me because you can't say "fuck my fat pussy" and she can't say "what's your flavor."
Well,
But I can't. I can say what's your flavor. I can be
No,
like,
you
what's
gotta
your
do-
flavor?
So
What's your flavor?
Don't
I
sound
can't do it sexy though.
Yeah, she's gonna get like
I can do it gangsta. I can do it all goofy like, hey, what's your flavor?
But not sexy.
But not
Not seductively.
not seductive.
I have never heard the story.
Here, let me give her a Xanax that's in my purse and we'll try
you
this
could.
again.
Oh,
Oh, we don't condone use of
Hold
the
on.
misuse of prescription drugs.
Alexi, I never heard the story about what you can't say that's like a taboo word.
I Silent Mike, when we were having sex, he would talk dirty to me, which I love guys who talk dirty to me during sex. I love all of that. I cannot reply.
we kept trying to
I
get her to
cannot say
say
it back.
when he's fucking you, just say, "Oh fuck my fat pussy."
Yeah,
and she would giggle even not during
every
sex. She
single
would giggle.
time.
What's funny is when guys are like in that zone, you can't really go too far outside the box because you can throw the guy totally off.
I've had that happen.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, where they like are ready to get there and then they lose it.
If you say something that's like too real or too reminds you
They
of
stop
something
and they're
else
like,
or something,
what the hell?
whoa.
What'd you just say?
So how do you know?
Yeah.
So how do you know what you should say and what you shouldn't say?
You gotta let the guy lead you down that path.
Oh, screw that.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
fuck that.
I ain't got time for that.
There are some girls who can just do it right off the bat. They can go up. They can walk up to you in a fucking coffee house and whisper in your ear,
That would be
"Hey,
me.
baby."
I
I've always been told that
I
I would
could
be
do
a
that.
great phone sex operator.
Yeah, I could not. I can ring your Turo on the phone, but I can't do phone sex.
I'm actually pretty good at sexting too. Here, let me show you.
You sent pictures of
I can read some of your sexting. Like I can do that
Can you
in a
do that
sexy
sexy?
voice. Yes. Go ahead, pass me down your phone.
But you can give it a try.
I will not
You'll
say
get me
who
in
it
a
is.
lot of trouble.
Yeah, I won't say who it is.
That is a great thing. When we come back from break, that'll be what we come back with.
It's
Okay.
from Bree, isn't
And
it?
then we'll talk about bugs.
No, it'll be awkward if it's from Steve.
Are you here? Are you here for the whole 3 hours?
Oh, I'm good for 3 hours.
Okay, then
baby.
we don't have to do the bugs right away.
No, we can do bugs later.
Yeah.
We have to
I'm
do
good
bugs
for
right away.
3
They're
hours.
evil anyway.
All I know is he packed a
I got props.
prop bag.
Who comes with props?
That's awesome.
Apparently you do.
Usually the props we get on this show are sex toys.
Right, and we can't show them on camera.
I got no dildos, no strap-ons,
None?
no
Not even
lube.
None in his bag, at least.
Okay,
I don't know
okay.
what, you know.
So I listened to the show last week at home on my computer. I watched you guys. You guys were hilarious, of course. So I'm glad you're doing great.
We're
without me.
finding our groove with the new,
You are.
new team
Just
here.
the tech stuff you got to get down, and
Okay.
Yeah, I need help. Okay, so like, Alexia leaves us, and she's like does everything, and so we all have to learn. And I'm like the most non-tech. I'm really good at planning things,
right.
but I need another lesson this
You're,
week.
That's all right.
you're a family planner?
If I need to be.
And Glitz is also not a tech person. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And
Okay.
Toxie is doing very well though.
She
on the
is.
tech stuff. So
She
we're good
is.
there.
Yeah. I'll ask a trivia question to the chat room. I was married to one of the girls on this show.
Are you going to give a free bedbug screening to whoever
Sure.
answers it correctly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Free bed bug screening.
Yeah.
Guess
If
who
they're,
he was married to.
if they're in this, they got to be within
Yeah, with
40 miles of Las Vegas. I'm not driving to Cali.
Not unless it's on their dime, right?
Yeah, I'll drive to Cali, but not for free bed bugs.
So we were talking about Toxie being sexy, and Invictus says, "Just be you, that's sexy."
Aw, see?
I was gonna get to that.
Well,
I mean,
sexy,
Toxie
right?
is beautiful.
Toxie
So
has
I
this-
think Toxie is just cute sexy.
she's got the sexiest arms, and tonight they're covered, and I'm so disappointed. There you go.
You do have some nice arms.
I love your arms.
Mine are
really
like
cute
wings.
shirt.
It is cute.
you.
Oh. Hey, believe me.
Like this.
You know what the sexiest arms I find are? Like the Michelle Obama muscle builder
No,
arms.
they're not. That's not
I
sexy.
love those
For
arms.
an FA, that's not-
on a girl. Oh, see, that is hot to
Well,
me.
look, mine are like fucking wings.
No, yours are sexy too in their own way.
They're soft.
Yeah.
They're very soft.
But on a visual level, the muscular, toned arms, oh my god, I think that is hot on a girl. Not the big bicep bodybuilder kind
Right.
of ones, but
But yeah, Michelle Obama's arms are very toned and very nice.
my friend, my hairdresser Heidi, who does the From Grief to Relief show,
Right?
she is a professional a show person where she
Oh yeah,
bodybuilds.
she's been here on the show.
Right,
Yeah,
and she will
great.
train for sometimes almost a year, and she'll get all toned up, and she's got one of the most rockin' bodies I've
So
ever
if you
seen.
were a lesbian, what would you be attracted to? Would it be
On
like
other women?
Yeah, like I know when I watch lesbian porn, it's
I
other
think
fat
Glitz
chicks.
would probably be my kind of idea because I love the blonde
There you
look.
go, Lee.
Yeah. And
so,
do you like somebody? I mean, you're talking about Michelle Obama's arms, but you like a girl with a little meat on her bones.
yeah, I don't mind me.
I'm pretty sure Glitz is single, right?
I think I'm like most guys.
sorry,
I'm pretty
reading
open
my
to.
messages.
It's all about personality and
Right,
stuff.
the whole
Like,
package.
Glitz's personality, I'm not sure if I'd be attracted to. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Well, you're saying it would just be about sex then.
But the look, that kind of look is, you're very beautiful.
If you can get past the
thank you.
OCD part, you're good, right?
She has. You have OCD?
About certain things, yeah. I'm gonna lie.
I know Glitz pretty well.
So when we come back, we're going to do
Yeah, what's
sexting,
wrong?
reading sexting messages, and I'm going to find out if you all are lesbians, what kind of girls you are attracted to, because that's kind of hot.
Dad guessed that Steve used to be married to Glitz. So we'll talk about that when we get back to it.
I'm so slow. I didn't realize.
All right, not good.
So we'll talk about that when we get back. You've been listening to the award-winning Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
This is Alexia from the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City radio show. Join myself and the ladies every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern for real talk about real stories with real people. That's Sundays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on your computers at VegasAllNetRadio.com because they won't let us on regular radio.
Hi, this is